It's time for my show. It's time for my show. This is Jackson, Detroit's money making diva. Listen, grab a paper and a pen. Don't want you to miss a thing. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hello, hello, Detroit, Highland Park, Flint. I am Miss Jackson, Detroit's money making diva. Thank you so much for tuning in to my show. I'm here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. right on WHPR 33, Comcast 91. And for those of you who have a smartphone, we do have a mobile app that you can download, the WHPR 33 app. You can find us there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you miss any of my shows or any of our other hosts, you can find our shows archived on demand. That's right, on demand. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Find us on your mobile app, WHPR 33. We also have a website, TV33WHPR.com. Want to say a special shout out to those of you who are tuned in, who are my fellow Mustang alumni. We were able to host Dr. Robin Oden over the weekend, and I got a few more fans watching today. So I want to say hello to you guys. And I want to give a special shout out to the Lions who brought it in. We had a good win, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully, we're going to continue this progress. Well, I'm here to give you money making tips, money saving tips, and news you can use. I want to start off with some news that you can use as it relates to what's going on in our world. There's a lot going on in our world. Much prayer is needed. And I just want to talk about some of these things today with you to get your mind thinking about how blessed we really are. We speak sometimes in a negative light of Detroit, but when you look around and you think things over, things could be a lot worse. There are people that are still reeling from the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. There are people who lost everything, and we are truly, truly, truly blessed to be able to know where our homes and our cars are and our family and our loved ones. So let's take a look at some of the things that are going on in our world. Yesterday, the French government told thousands of migrants and refugees to pack their bags and move. What am I talking about? At least 6 to 10,000 people, the numbers keep changing, but at least 6,000 people have been living in a massive refugee camp in Calais. That's spelled Calais because I want you to do your own due diligence and do your research to find out what's going on. This is a port city in northern France. And for more than a year, in case you didn't know, these people have been running from the bad war that's going on between Syria and Iraq. And so these people found refuge there, and France wants them to get out. And so it has caused a lot of controversy because where are these people going to go? And I tell you what was so interesting to me was that a lot of the refugees actually look like me. Literally, they are, you forget that Syria is in Africa, so a lot of black people are being pushed out and they really don't have anywhere to go. And this is actually has been handled in my opinion, a very, very poor way. And what's making me pay attention to it is that we have a nominee for the Republican Party who has promised that if he gets in office, he's going to handle illegal immigrants the same way. He's just going to push them out. And, I'm all for policy and procedure, but then at the end of the day, these people are human beings, and we have a responsibility, a civil responsibility to be civil and treat people like human beings. So we're praying for those people In recent years, tens of millions of migrants and refugees have been leaving home to escape the war and poverty over in Iraq and Syria. Most of them head to the EU, the European Union, and thousands have died while trying to make that journey. Meanwhile, things on the home front are not getting any better. Last week, the Iraqi government, with some help from the U.S., launched an attack to take back Mosul from ISIS, and Mosul is one of the country's largest cities and the last major stronghold for the terror group in Iraq. With the battle for the city being such a huge thing, they're hoping that they can defeat ISIS, but it could also force about 1 million people to have to flee and run. They did call a temporary ceasefire in Aleppo. I think I told you about that last week, but it didn't work. So that's what's going on in our world today. A lot of drama. So again, we're really blessed to be where we are, to have what we have. No matter how small you might think it is, trust me, there are literally millions of people that would trade places with you in a heartbeat. And then I want to talk about Poland. Earlier this week, a new round of protests started in Warsaw over the country's stance on abortion. Abortion is already illegal in Poland, except in cases where rape or the mother's life is in danger. But now a new proposal will make abortion illegal even if the fetus has no chance of surviving or is deformed. This comes after the government rejected a total ban on abortion earlier this month following massive protests. Poland is primarily Catholic, and so they're known for having strict abortion laws. And the current socially conservative government wants to make them even stricter. And that's not sitting well with many Polish women who promised that this week they would go on strike and that they would start boycotting their jobs and starting protests at school. To be determined how that really plays out. All right. But on a lighter note, what's going on in our country? The Chicago Cubs are in the World Series after a 70-year drought. So, although I was rooting for our team, congrats to the Chicago Cubs. Listen, I've actually got a money saving tip. Taco Bell is pledging that if a player steals a base in the first two games of the World Series, which starts today, Tuesday, October 25th, you can head on to Taco Bell Wednesday, November the 2nd for your reward. That's right. They are giving out free tacos. You have to get to your local Taco Bell between 2 and 6 p.m. starting Wednesday, November the 2nd. And if a stolen base happens in game 3 through 7, you can also get another free taco. All right, so if you think I'm making it up, go to Taco Bell's website and click on Taco Bell Steal a Base, Steal a Taco. And you'll find out how you can get a taco if somebody steals a base. And what else is going on in our nation? The ex-wife of the Subway guy. I just forgot his name. The Subway guy that was found for being a pedophile. She's suing Subway and saying Jared. I'm sorry, Jared. She's suing Subway and claiming that they knew about his problem and that they should have said something. And she wants Subway to pay for her not knowing about her husband's crimes. Where do they do that at? In America. He's currently serving a 15-year prison sentence, so I will definitely keep you up on that. I have to put a little gossip into it. I can't keep it all, strict. But yeah, that's what's going on in our nation. Also in Flint, a class action lawsuit has been filed against the state of Michigan because parents are claiming that their children are acting less responsive. They're not being able to perform in school. And so there are some parents who have come together along with some organizations, and they are filing a class action lawsuit against the state of Michigan. Certainly, we want to keep them in our prayers as well because, I was telling a friend of mine earlier, I said there was a time earlier this year you couldn't even log on Facebook without seeing all of these churches and people, standing in front of pallets of water and we're going to Flint, and they were written U-Hauls. You couldn't even find a U-Haul. And, we're guilty of we move on so fast and those people who have been hurt are still stuck in their situation. So I don't know if anybody is still collecting water. I hope they are. I honestly don't know about it. Maybe you can call me at 248-633-8562 and let me know if you still have a donation location. That's 248-633-8562. I would be more than happy to let the viewers know where you are and how we can continue to help those residents in the city of Flint. Also, I want to talk about what's going on in our city. Of course, we know we have an election coming up. We have a lot of things to vote for, namely, number one, the presidential nominees have to be decided upon. You've got Donald Trump, you have Hillary Clinton, and quiet as it's kept, you have two third party candidates, Gary Johnson from the Libertarian Party and Jill Stein, who's an independent. Now, let me tell you why I mentioned them because between Gary Johnson and Jill Stein, they are carrying, last I checked, 9% of the vote. May sound trivial, but let me tell you, 9% can add up at the last minute. Shall I remind you of Ross Perot? Yeah, that was a mess. That was a mess. And somebody really lost because of that third party candidate. So we need everybody to be informed, to get engaged, to make your way to the polls November the 8th, not November the 28th, as Donald Trump has advised us to go, but November the 8th. And I don't want you to plan anything that day because the lines are going to be crazy. You think the lines were long when President Obama ran? You're going to probably see again record breaking numbers of people coming out to vote. So you need to leave your house early and try to be there when the polls open. If you're not sure about where you're supposed to vote, you can go online to the michiganchronicle.com. They have an excellent brochure that you can click on to, and it tells you everything you need to know about what's going on in this election. They have a copy of the Black Slate and also the Fannie Lou Hamer slate as well. I looked at who they chose to be on the slate. They're very similar. I don't see too many differences. Um, I'm not going to talk about all of the people on there, but I will advise you to do some research on these proposals that are going to be on the ballot. There's going to be Proposal A and Proposal B. Both slates are suggesting that you would vote no. I'm sorry, that you would vote, yeah, I got it right, that you would vote no, actually, on Proposal A and Proposal B. However, you have the right to vote however way you want to vote. I'm just telling you what Fannie Lou Hamer's slate says and what the Black Slate says. You don't have to do what they suggest because you have a right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. That's the whole purpose of democracy. That's the whole purpose of why we live in these United States of America. Now, I'm getting ready to go to a break because I have to give some time to our sponsor. We're so grateful to have a sponsor. When I come back from the break, I'm going to be giving you some more information on what's going on in our city, and I'm going to be giving you some information on, I want to call it breast cancer prevention, because obviously, I don't think they're going to give us the cure for breast cancer anytime soon. We keep doing these walks, we keep raising money, and it doesn't seem like it's really pushing us to the cure as fast as we need to go. And so I feel like we need to focus on breast cancer prevention. So that's why I have my pink scarf on today, and I'm going to give you a few tips on that when I come back. Keep it locked in.
WHPR TV is now on demand. Catch us when you want, how you want, where you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch your favorite TV shows on demand. And be sure to download the WHPR app. We're now on demand at your demand. WHPR TV Detroit On Demand.com, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Bon Appetit Elegant Catering, elegant at your service. We cater for all occasions. Weddings, birthdays, proms, homegoing service, graduations, family reunions, and all occasions. For the best catering in the Midwest, call Bon Appetit 313-444-5048. Bon Appetit Elegant Catering.
I am Miss Jackson, Detroit's money making diva, giving you money making tips and money saving tips right here every Tuesday at 2 on WHPR 33. And I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Mr. Sean Watkins, the owner of Bon Appetit. Listen, if you want to try some of his food, which is excellent, you need to get here to the station this Saturday, October the 29th. He's going to have dry rub ribs, string beans, dirty rice, turkey wings, and peach cobbler. Listen, his food is excellent. So get down here if you want to place your order ahead of time. You want to call 313-444-5048. That's 313-444-5048. Speaking of food, which this is not going to happen when you come here, I need to let all of you know that there have been 2 cases of hepatitis A reported as it relates to people who have been to the Whole Foods Market in Detroit located at Mac. That's right. The Detroit Cranes reported earlier this week that 2 cases have been reported, and the health department is recommending that anyone who has consumed any prepared foods at the Whole Foods located at 115 Mac Avenue in Midtown between October the 6th and October the 12th, you immediately speak to a physician and get treatment, because symptoms of hepatitis A may not show up until 15 to 50 days after you have consumed the food. Some of the symptoms of hepatitis A include a sudden onset of abdominal discomfort, dark urine, fever, diarrhea, yellow skin, and eyes. So, again, I want everyone to be aware if you've eaten any food, especially those who are students at Wayne State. I know a lot of the Wayne State students go over there because there's really no other grocery store in that area. If you've eaten any of the prepared foods during October the 6th through the 12th, you need to get to a doctor, or you can even go to the Detroit Health Department. They'll give you a free evaluation and possible preventative treatment at the Samaritan Center, which is at 5555 Connor on the east side by the Wayne County Community Eastern Campus. And then the Family Place at 8726 Woodward. So please, please, please don't take any chances if you or someone you know has been eating there. Definitely make sure that you are clean and, safe. We don't want anybody to be walking around with hepatitis A and not know about it. And then on a lighter note, the Whitney is back open. They closed down because of all of the construction that's been going on with the new transit that's coming in. And now it's open. They have a lot of good things. The dinner menu is going to be available now 7 nights a week. They have a $29.95 early evening menu starting between 5 and 6:30, which is an excellent deal because you know the Whitney is kind of upscale in price. But if you get there between 5 and 6:30, they have a $29.95 menu that you can take advantage of. They have happy hour that starts at 4:30. So listen, take the opportunity to visit one of our Detroit's renowned uh, restaurants. And if you've never been, this is the time to go. Let's celebrate, okay? All right. I also wanted to talk to you a little bit, give you some tips about what successful people do. There are some habits that you can do to help you start getting to your money. A lot of times, we're not mentally ready to even handle the money that we want. So, I want to give you 10 little things successful people do differently. First, they strive for consistency. Two, they set daily goals. Three, they nurture the right relationships. And I always tell everybody there's only two kind of relationships: healthy relationships or toxic relationships. And that can even be with your family members. You have to tell the truth. You know, sometimes you have those friends that every time they call you, when you get off the phone, you are drained. That's not a healthy relationship. That's a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? I have some friends that literally, when I see their name pop up, I'm like, I can't do that today because they're going to keep talking about the boyfriend that they don't have, the husband that they want to have. It just, we can't do that every day, okay? So, nurture the right relationships. Four, display a high emotional intelligence. 5, they take action. 6, they stay healthy. 7, they act on small improvements toward their major goals. Okay, and going back to taking action, you know, a lot of people stress out about taking perfect action, like they got to have everything perfect before they do anything. Sometimes you just have to do something. You know, yesterday I made a flyer to promote my show, and that made me feel good. You know, although I'm not a professional graphic designer, because I made the effort and I did something, a lot of people were like, you know what, that looks good. So, you know, you have to take small improvements towards your major goals. 8, they practice positive self talk. 9, they meditate. And 10, they wake up early. That sounds really, really good to me. So I hope that something I've said on that level has inspired you to take some action. I want to give you some money making tips. I always tell you every week that tithing is the number one money tip. It's the key to financial stability. What is tithing? Giving 10% of your earnings back to the Lord. You cannot afford not to tithe, and you can't be God giving. So 10% is what you need to give to the Lord every week. And let me tell you, if you're already doing that, increase your giving. You know what? That starts at 11%. So why not try 11% of your earnings? And I promise you, you cannot be God giving, you know. And when it comes back to you, you're going to know that it was because you did what you were supposed to do. You gave something back to the Lord because He has been so good to us. All right. And listen, before I go off the air, I want to just say something about breast cancer prevention. No, I'm not a doctor, okay? And I'm giving you the disclaimer that anything that I say is not, medical advice. It's not a cure. Um, I'm not a physician, but I do understand research and I do understand logic, okay? And one of the things that the doctors are saying is that a lot of us women are wearing the wrong sized bra. That alone is what can help develop cysts, okay? When you're wearing the wrong size bra and you're sagging, you're actually keeping the blood from circulating. The lymphatic system needs to have the the space and the air to move about. And so when you're always sagging, you know, that's that is deterring the blood from circulating properly. So I have a running joke that we got to lift the Savior up and we got to lift the girls up. High and lift it up. We got to keep them high and lifted up. These wire bras that we're wearing, they are not good for us, okay? And you want to try an angel bra. That's the brand of bras that I have. They come in 200 sizes. They don't have any wire to it. They have so many healthy benefits. They're good for if you work out, you know, for your sports activities. If you are a mother that breastfeeds, these bras also work for that as well. They don't have it where the straps are not, you know, where you have those marks on you after you take it off. Is an excellent bra. You need to call me at 248-633-8562 if you want more information on how an angel bra can help you and provide you with preventative care. Also want to let the ladies know that we have to be consistent in taking our multivitamins. I try to take a liquid vitamin because I just believe they absorb, you know, it when it goes directly in your system as opposed to when you take the solid form. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't even stay in your system. And so you know, you want to try to invest if you can find a liquid vitamin. That's excellent as well. My time is almost up, but I do want to encourage you that if you want to book me to speak at any of your events or host a party, I can be reached at 248-633-8562. I also want to give a special shout out to Miracle Mike at Bob Maxey Ford. Listen, if you are in the market for a new car, you need to call Miracle Mike at Bob Maxey Ford right here in the city of Detroit. They're located right on Jefferson. I'm sure you all have seen it a million times. And he was telling me that they have up to $10,000 in rebates for the new Ford Taurus. That's right, for the new Ford Taurus. So if you are in the market for a new car, I want you to get down to Bob Maxey Ford. Miracle Mike gets it done. He's always available. And of course, if you tell him that Sherry sent you, Detroit's Money Making Diva, he's going to give you even a better deal. Okay? He's there right now. So if you want me to connect you, 248-633-8562. That's 248-633-8562. I hope that something that I've said or done today has inspired you and has helped you. I want you to meet me back here, right here on WHPR 33 next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much for watching my show. Listen, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. That's Detroit's Money Making Diva. And if you want to book me to sing, host your party, MC, or speak at your social or church events, call me at 248-633-8562. That's 248-633-8562. You can also write me or send a donation to support this broadcast. Sherry Jackson, 11,000 West McNichols, Suite 100, Detroit, Michigan, 48221. Thanks again and have a blessed day.